For decades, walking through the gates of an American university has represented a direct pathway to global leadership, state-of-the-art research laboratories, and direct recruitment by top-tier multinational corporations. But looking toward the 2026 academic intake, acquiring a U.S. bachelor's degree directly after 12th grade requires a complex legal strategy and a massive six-figure financial commitment. This chart shows the extreme variance in the current education market. Depending entirely on the institution you select, your annual tuition could be $10,000 at a two-year community college, or it could eclipse $65,000 at a private university. You are measuring those terrifying costs against a rapidly appreciating asset. Starting salaries for U.S.-based graduates in fields like software engineering, artificial intelligence, and quantitative finance are climbing sharply. To secure those returns, international applicants face immediate hurdles. Highly selective universities are reinstating mandatory testing requirements, and U.S. consular officers are applying strict new scrutiny to your financial documentation. Relying on broad, generic advice will lead to visa rejections or unmanageable debt. You must build a highly specific application strategy tailored directly to your family's exact liquid assets and your high school transcripts. Before submitting a single application fee, you have to calculate your exact financial exposure against the realistic, legally permitted career outputs of your specific degree. The baseline requirement for any U.S. bachelor's program is the successful completion of 12 years of primary and secondary education. If you are targeting high-paying engineering or finance degrees, your transcript must demonstrate high proficiency in calculus, physics, or economics. Universities also heavily weigh the rigor of your curriculum. Elite international systems, like the IB diploma or Cambridge A-levels, allow you to convert your high school exam scores directly into college credits. Entering a university with existing credits can allow you to skip an entire semester of introductory classes. That translates to saving tens of thousands of dollars in tuition and living expenses right at the start. Then there is the marketing surrounding standardized testing. Following the pandemic, many universities adopted test-optional policies, telling applicants they do not need an SAT or ACT score to apply. Omitting those scores drastically reduces your probability of securing premium, merit-based scholarships. Institutions allocate their discretionary funding to the students who present the highest verified academic metrics. Furthermore, highly selective institutions, including MIT, Dartmouth, and Georgetown, have abandoned test-optional models entirely. They now mandate SAT or ACT scores for all incoming applicants. Skipping test preparation saves you a few months of immediate effort, but without an elite score, you automatically disqualify yourself from the highest tiers of academic prestige and millions of dollars in institutional funding. For those who do achieve top scores, the most coveted financial pathway involves highly endowed private universities. A select few of these institutions offer need-blind admissions for international students. Need-blind means that if the admissions board accepts you, the university will cover 100% of your demonstrated financial need, effectively functioning as a full-ride scholarship. The trade-off is a requirement for near-flawless academic records. Acceptance rates at these need-blind institutions are microscopically low. You need a near-perfect GPA and elite standardized test scores even to be considered. If your grades are strong but not in the top 1%, the pragmatic alternative is the two-year community college route. This immediately slashes your annual tuition down to the $10,000 to $15,000 range. The strategy here is mechanical. You complete your core general education requirements at the community college for 2 years. Then you transfer those credits to a traditional 4-year university to finish your specialized major and graduate with their degree. This method requires meticulous credit management to ensure every class you take will be accepted by your target university. You also sacrifice the traditional 4-year campus experience. If your family lacks liquid capital, you will likely need an education loan. Modern international fintech companies now offer non-collateral loans, meaning they don't require property as security. Instead, they approve funding based purely on your academic profile, the ranking of your chosen university, and the projected future earnings of your major. Your available capital must dictate your academic target. Borrowing heavily to attend a mid-tier private school without substantial merit scholarships is a direct route to financial ruin. Once you accept a university offer, you face a strict legal checkpoint, the F1 student visa interview. The F1 is the mandatory non-immigrant visa required to study full-time in the United States. U.S. Department of State regulations require visa officers to verify your financial capacity. You must provide documentation proving you have immediate, liquid access to cover the entire first year of tuition, living expenses, and health insurance. You must also navigate the conversational balance of non-immigrant intent. Legally, you must convince the interviewing officer that you plan to return to your home country after your degree is complete. Yet the ultimate asset of an American education alters that equation the moment you graduate. It is called Optional Practical Training, or OPT. This timeline shows how OPT dictates your career. Standard OPT is a 12-month authorization allowing international graduates to work in a U.S. job directly related to their degree. But if your degree falls under specific categories, you become eligible for a 24-month extension. Declaring a major in science, technology, engineering, or math, known as STEM, grants you this extension. It allows you up to 3 total years of U.S. work authorization without immediately needing corporate sponsorship for an H-1B work visa. Choosing a STEM major is a critical legal strategy. It triples your high earning window in the U.S., giving you the time necessary to pay off your international student debt using U.S. dollars. This flowchart maps your strategy based on your primary constraint: budget, academics, or timeline. First, Profile 1, the Elite Optimizer. With a 3.8 GPA and 1450 SAT, your goal is top-tier corporate networking. Target a need-blind private institution. You endure intense academic pressure for that funding, but the reward is direct recruitment into exclusive global corporate pipelines. Profile 2 is the Pragmatic Value Seeker. You are highly budget conscious, but determined to secure U.S. work experience. You should prioritize the 2-year community college transfer route or target mid-tier state-funded universities. Crucially, you must strictly focus on a STEM degree. By giving up the temporary prestige of an elite campus, you minimize your debt while still securing the 36-month OPT authorization required to reach a high return on investment. Then there is the danger zone. This profile applies to students seeking non-STEM degrees, taking massive, full-price loans to attend lower-tier private schools. Without the STEM extension, you are limited to just 12 months of OPT work authorization. Earning enough in a single year to pay off $200,000 of high-interest debt is mathematically perilous, given F1 work restrictions. The single best American university does not exist in a vacuum. Your success in 2026 relies on looking clearly at your own metrics and selecting the exact mathematical and legal pathway that matches your reality.